Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about microorganism. This is the second chapter in science in class 8th. So student, what we are going to discuss today, we'll discuss about microbes or microorganism and classification of microorganism. You all have observed many activities in your daily life, like your mother is setting the curd. Sometime it happens she has just cooked the food and the food is just in the kitchen for a longer time, and after that the spoiled food is eaten by someone, that person will ill. So how it is happening, what is the reason behind this? So we are going to discuss that only. So first of all, we will discuss microbes or microorganism. If we will break this term, micro means tiny. Tiny means that can't be seen with the naked eyes. Means microorganism are the tiny organism that can't be seen with the naked eyes. So how we will see? It is just seen with the help of an instrument that is known as microscope. So here I have just written a living organism which cannot be seen with the naked eyes are called microbes or microorganisms. So this tiny organism that is just seen with the help of instrument that is a microscope. Let's see. Here I have written classification of microbes. Microorganisms are classified into 5 major groups: bacteria, viruses, protozoa, fungi and algae. Let's see. The first is a bacteria. Bacteria is a single-celled microorganism. Why it is called single-celled microorganism? Because the body is made up of a single cell. So because of that it is called single-celled microorganism. Like some organism, if their body is made up of single cell, it is called single cell. If body is made up of many cells, called multicellular organism. Now the next point is a have cell wall but do not have an organized nucleus, another structure. Means if we will see the structure of bacteria, right now I am not going to discuss that structure, but cell wall is present and well developed nucleus is not present. So we can say that organized nucleus is not present and even well developed structure is also not present. On the basis of their shape and size, they are categorized into rod shaped. Here you can say the shape of this bacteria, that is rod shaped, and spiral shaped, round shaped and comma shaped. So it looks like rods, so hence it is called rod shaped bacteria. It is looking like a spiral shape, so hence it is called spiral shaped, round shaped and comma shaped. So accordingly the name is given round shape as well as comma shaped. And it multiply rapidly by fission. What is fission? Breakdown. Means suppose if this is the bacteria, so by the fission process, if fission will take place here, so this will break into two. So you can see here by the fission process means multiplication, it will multiply by the fission process. Fission means breakdown. It means one bacteria here you can see that will break down into two. For example, Rhizobium and Lactobacillus. This bacteria is present in the curd and this bacteria is present in the root of the leguminous plants. Now the next is a viruses. Viruses of smallest of all microorganism and much smaller than the bacteria. If we will compare bacteria and viruses, so we can understand that viruses are the smallest of all microorganism. Even this is much smaller than the bacteria also. It inhabit, it reproduce only inside the cell of the living organism such as plants, animals and human beings. So we can say that viruses are outside, that is the dead cells, until and unless if they are not getting a human body or host cells, they will not reproduce. So we can say that this is the connecting link between the living and non-living things. We are talking about the food, how they are getting the nutrition, so they will obtain their food from the host cells. Now the next is a protozoa. The way bacteria is a single-celled organism, the same way protozoa is also a single-celled organism. It cannot prepare their own food, so this will undergo the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Means this will depends on the other organism for the nutrition. For example, amoeba, paramecium and plasmodium. The next category of microorganism is a fungi. fungi is unicellular or multicellular. Means there are some fungi, the body is made up of single cells called unicellular fungus. If the body is made up of many cells called multicellular fungus. So fungi may be unicellular or multicellular. If we will take the example of yeast, so this yeast is a unicellular fungus and others are multicellular. This will feed on the decaying organic matter or on or in the body of the living organism. Means how they are getting the nutritions. Actually, this fungus that will just grow on the dead and decaying organic matter, and this will release the certain enzymes that will break down the complex molecule into the simplest form. So this is basically dependent on the dead and decaying organic matter for their nutritions. And they can also enter the living organism body. From there also they will get the nutritions. So this will undergo the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. And the next category is a algae. Algae is unicellular or multicellular. The way fungi is unicellular or multicellular, algae is also unicellular or multicellular. Now, algae will undergo the phototropic mode of nutrition. Means this will contain a pigment that is called chlorophyll, and this chlorophyll pigment that will help in photosynthesis. So here I have written the green organism means plants capable of preparing their own food. Means this will just prepare own food by the process of photosynthesis. So this will undergo autotrophic mode of nutrition. Algae are mostly aquatic. Yeah, we can say that this lives in water. For example, Spirogyra, Fucus and Chlamydomonas. This is the example of unicellular algae, and these two are the example of the multicellular algae. Now, the next topic is a habitat of microorganism. If we are talking about the habitat, what is the means of habitat? A place where living organism lives is called its habitat. So we all have seen that microorganism means this tiny organism that are present everywhere in our surrounding. For example, it is present in air, water, soil. It is also present on the surface of the object and the living organism, inside the body of animals and the humans. Even it can also present the dead and decaying organic matter. So we can say that they can survive in all types of environment, ranging from ice cold climate to hot spring and dry desert to the marshy places. So I hope you are clear with the topic. So in this topic we have discussed about microorganism and their types. In the next video I'll cover the next topic. Thank you.